Hey friendos, my name is Nez and welcome back to NieR Replicant. Last episode, we definitely confirmed that we are in fact the bad guys, because every single shade and Jesselt we've been fighting has had their human soul all along, and kinda could actually understand them throughout our entire journey. We're murderers! We've killed so many children and adults and people! What will we ever do with ourselves? But for now, we need to talk to this guy because we have another quest at the Force of Myth.
あなた方ですか。最近変わったこと？神の木から変な気配がするんですよね。
神の木？
ええ、村の奥にある木ですよ。
その妙な気配は調べたのか？
いいえ。
なぜ調べぬ？
近寄ってはいけないことになっているので。
なぜ近寄ってはいけないのだ？
さあ、なぜかはよくわからないです。
妙な話だ。
And after that conversation, we need to talk to the tree and then we're gonna kill a shade by there, and then take their fragment piece. I wonder if this story is gonna turn out different.
こういう手合いが多いのか。
白も言えた義理じゃないよ。
我はこのような言葉でこけ脅しをするような。
待て、続きがあるようだ。
すべての記憶を司る黒き存在。汝の望みし言葉を紡が。
望んだことを教えてくれるってことか。それはありがたいけど。
Here we go in another text adventure. And the blackness. It comes for us. Black. Pure darkness painted over everything. Words scattered here and there across the blackness. Kind words, difficult words, amorous words, all sparkling in the dark like jewels. The words were few now, but time was shorter. Grabbing the words in desperation, the tree turned to the sky. This is wrong, whispered the tree in the voice of wind through the leaves. This is not how it's supposed to be. The plan has failed. Once long ago, the tree had remembered everything about the world. This was its task, its function, its purpose. It shivered with something approaching joy as it collected the memories of mankind. This was no accident. Emotions were as much part of the tree as root and bark. Memories collected like dew on the thick green leaves of the tree. And once they had formed a web that spanned the entire world. Words collapsed into sunlight before passing through the leaves and into the pool of memory. From the pool, the words joined together to form colonies, the colonies united into whirlpools of light, and the light coalesced into stars. Each star was like a child to the tree, and it loved them all. Look at my memory. A child is here, brought low by disease. He is far too young to have suffered so. Thin beyond words, the boy's skin is a shade paler than the bleached sheets upon he lies. His parents no longer visit him, for they cannot bear to watch him suffer. The doctors have long since abandoned his fate to the gods. The boy too has abandoned hope. Strange emotions, wariness, hatred swell within the dark recesses of his young heart. He tries to reject the black terror that germinates in his body, but no amount of effort or tears can drive the invader away. He has long ceased to resent his parents and doctors. Once he did, but now his pain is so great that there is little room in his heart to think of others. Only one person brings the boy comfort, a healthy young girl with tan skin and deep green eyes. She's a beacon of brightness and light in the boy's world. Her very presence is a comfort to him. But he is unable to look upon her face. Whenever they meet, the boy is filled with loathing of his own state. Soon, this loathing eats away at what joy he receives from the girl's visits. This girl will stop coming. He knows this. His every waking moment is spent in fear of this day. He thinks that if he could talk to her, if he could tell her his feelings, this might not be so. But this conversation never happens. The girl disappears. The boy dies alone. The tree scoops up this memory and carefully stores it within itself. Etched upon it is a single word: envy. Look at my memory. There's a female warrior. Her greatest enemy is a beast with red eyes that she cannot fully comprehend. When she strikes it with her sword, it turns into a pillar of salt and dies. But when the white smoke clears, a new enemy rises. And another. And another. The warrior knows that her struggle is folly, but fighting the unending stream of enemies fills her with a sense of joy and purpose. Somewhere deep in the warrior's drug-addled mind lies a vague memory of her daughter. Perhaps the child exists only in her head, the dying remnants of a powerful dream. She doesn't know. Her friends and fellow warriors come and go. Some flee in terror, some are eaten. She began the fight with 63 companions, but most are gone now. Wait a minute, wasn't that 29 before? The warrior's body shudders. She doesn't understand why at first. By the time she hears the fierce low sound, the arena is already enclosed in darkness. Looking up, the warrior sees a beast so large it blots out the sky. She's laughing. She has been doing so for as long as she can remember. Covered in blood and dirt, the warrior laughs. She laughs and laughs until the town that contains her daughter collapses into a pile of dust. This memory has been stored for a long time. It is etched with a single word: loss. Look at my memory. A red dragon falls from the heavens. Ah, that memory has been lost. A shame. It was a favorite of mine. After many centuries of existence, the tree saw its carefully labeled memories were beginning to dwindle. Once seemingly infinite, the memories now seemed ready to disappear forever. The tree did not feel sadness at this. Grief was an emotion beyond its comprehension. It did, however, have a distinct feeling that something was missing. The mountain of memories it had so carefully assembled had disappeared. The tree stretched its branches as far as it could, but new memories refused to flow. The pool of memories was a black, empty pit, a hollow place where life had once flourished. The tree had lost its purpose. There was nothing to be done but sift through the remaining few memories littering the ground under its branches. This is why the tree was pleased when the young man and his companion entered the room. Ah, well, this place is gloomy as hell. The room Nez had entered was almost completely empty. All he could see were a few crystals scattered haphazardly on the ground. Picking up one of the crystals and peering into it, Nez suddenly saw a familiar sight. It was the forest of myth, its villagers prisoners of their own dreams. I apologize, the tree thought. That is all that remains. As Nez stared at the jewel bewildered, a voice suddenly called out from the depths of his mind. The voice implored them to listen. It was an order. Following it was mandatory. Abruptly, the pair realized that they must listen. They must listen. Look there! A small shadowy presence appeared from beneath the floor. It appeared to be a shade. And let me guess, we're gonna get some backstory on this shade. The shade grasped several jewels in his hand. More jewels stumbled out of its mouth like shards of broken teeth, sights and sounds tinkling from each one before vanishing forever. The creature was abusing the memories, treating the precious objects like a collection of cheap playroom toys. This shade appears to be consuming the memories. Only appears, we don't know that yet. These things eat memories. The tree extended the branch towards Nez. Without a second thought, Nez brought his blade down in the shade, tearing its stomach wide. Jewels burst out from the shade and poured across the chamber floor. Look, thought the tree, there's a conviction memory I had lost, and satisfaction, and many others as well. Yes, this is good. The tree opened its mouth and attempted to speak, but no sound emerged. A millennium of silence and solitude had caused the tree to forget certain things, but rather than be upset, it greeted the development with good cheer. Focusing all of its power on the riddle of speech, the tree formed a kind of makeshift vocal cord and tried again. Ahem, I implore, It spat out a glimmering green jewel. One more time. I implore you. There we are. What was the color of the lost envy? Brown, green, blue. I think it was blue, but I think it's green. Ah, it spoke! This shade has intelligence and emotion! Who cares? Nez brushed Chungus' comment aside as his sword sliced through the shade's right arm. The shade extended its remaining arm to Nez. I must touch him, I must make contact. Oh, we could finally hear what the shade says! The moment its fingers brushed upon Nez, the tree felt a warm sensation begin to burn. Something hot coursed through its fingers, up its arm, and out of its entire body. It was emotion, more than the entity had felt in centuries. The tree cried out in surprise and joy. 1,000 years alone, 1,000 years in quiet contemplation. The tree felt like it was going to break apart. For long centuries, the tree had been alone, its heart sealed away with heavy chains, but no more. New powerful emotions began to take hold, causing its heart to lighten. This was more than the simple emotions it was designed to feel. It was the beginnings of a soul. Wait a minute, beginnings of a soul? Does that mean the divine tree is like a replicant? It was also created by the true humans? Possibly as a record keeper? So if it didn't have a soul before like most replicants, it's starting to develop one now. And the young man was the key. This was a promise made long ago. This was how it would be released. The tree's stomach began to throb in pain, a new and unpleasant sensation. But the time was not right yet. I implore you, how many were lost by the warrior who fought the red-eyed beast? Her daughter and 23 friends, 33 friends, 63 friends. Okay, riddle time is over. I'm gonna kill this stupid shade once and for all. That is not a stupid shade, that is a human right there. Or used to be a human. Something round and shiny fell from its open stomach and clattered to the floor. The key, cried the book, secure the key! The man's sword slowed. Time began to dilate around them, stretching and slowing. Time is essential, the next word must be heard. The words exploded, it became difficult to discern their meaning. The pool of memories began to crack as infinite blackness burrowed its way into the wall. This world is falling apart! How can a world of letters? I implore. Most important thing. World. Yonah. 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 The light was complete. The memories disappeared. The tree's identity began to dissolve. As the letters slowly faded, Nez was drawn back to the real world. And the tree was satisfied. Welcome back! We got a bit more context about the shade, and also about the tree.
これはしかし魔物が思考するというのは初めて知ったな。
どうでもいいさ。奴らが何を考えていようと。
Oh yeah, right, we didn't care.
こんな面倒はもうごめんだ。
We are definitely the bad guys.
あの木を倒したことでもう文字の世界に埋もれることもあるまい。
So wait, the tree was also a gestalt and or shade.
時間が巻き戻りでもせぬ限りはな。
That is a very specific phrase, and I think we're having deja vu. Well, whatever then, at least we got the key. Time to make it out of here and then head back. We need to go grab a letter from the other brother as we head back to our village. Well, what next? Check to see if a letter's arrived from the younger brother.
ロボット山の弟から手紙が来ていないか。
Time to return to our village and check our mailbox. Why can we only check it there? There are practically mailboxes everywhere. But anyway, game mechanics. Anyway, kid, we're back. We know what you want us to do. You sure about this?
いらっしゃい。
ああ、ありがとう。
We got the Iron Will, which we already have. Deja vu?
その武器なら
Yeah, we know. You want us to go kill that robot.
なんだ。
お二人にお願いがあります。
お願い？
兄さんの仇を撃ってください。
ずいぶん物騒なことを思いついたな。
思いつきなんかじゃない。俺が武器を作ってきたのはこのためなんです。あいつらを殺せる道具を作りたくてやってきたんです。
あいつら？
そうです。魔物と一緒にいる大きなロボットです。
魔物とロボットが手を組んでおるだと？
Can we please not try to kill them? They're the best of friends. They want to explore the world together.
魔物がいるのか？
はい。
心は決まったか？
ああ、やってやる。
Jesus Christ. We are definitely on a murder path. Chungus was right. The only thing we see in front of us are obstacles towards saving Yonah. I mean, we're pretty focused, but eventually, everything is gonna catch up to us, right? We got a sort of happy ending in the first route. That definitely doesn't make me feel safe. Okay, so we need to go back downstairs using the elevator. And then we could just beeline towards the boss since we know where they are. Elevator. We'll take it down to B2. Okie dokie, let's check our map. We need to go all the way straight and then take the cart. Got it.
自分の楽しみを後回しにして兄はそれで幸せだったのか。
Excuse us, you guys wanna fight?
くれたり、喜んでくれるだけで幸せなんだ。
We have a fully upgraded weapon.
いいちゃんってやつ。
We're practically invincible. We only need to hit them once, and then they die. Come on. We just want to go and kill Kal-Il and BP. Let us through. There we go. Okay, now we ride the cart. And then we'll fight our way through all these turrets. Here we go. Starting. Can we target any of these? No. We're kinda slow in swinging. But at least we can defend ourselves with this huge swing. Sooner or later, the flying enemies will come out. There they are. Okay. We just killed all of them like that. They died so fast. Upgraded weaponry. Overpowered. They die so fast. Come on. Come on. Last corridor. And we got through. And then we take another elevator here. If I remember correctly. Elevator. We go over here. This is a big room. We go straight. We have to fight this big boy. That's not BP, but that's one of his brothers. And it got insta-killed. Holy shit. A fully upgraded weapon is actually OP. Just gotta fight our way through all of these. Map. We need to head over to the depths. This way. This way? Yeah, this way. Flying enemies. Let's go, let's go. They die within a second. We don't need to worry about anything anymore. We should probably raise the difficulty. Just add a bit of challenge back. And then we take the elevator, and then we're gonna go fight BP and Khalil! Oh no. Oh wait, no. We still have to go up the staircase. I remember. Excuse us. I don't even want to hear what they have to say. It's just gonna break our heart.
魔物が機械と一緒にいるだなんてどういうことなんでしょう。
理由が何であれ魔物とその仲間は皆殺しにするだけだ。
We are so focused on trying to save Yonah. Holy shit. We're losing our humanity. Elevator. To the first floor. And then we're gonna save over here and then head down.
この穴の下が例のロボットのいる部屋らしいな。
よし、このまま降りるか。
この穴からか。下がどうなっているかわからんぞ。
We know exactly what lies below.
迂回するのも面倒だ。行くぞ。
I'm gonna feel so bad about this. Might as well peel it off quick. Hi, hello, BP. Khalil. I see you two are still best friends. This is gonna be so sad. Ah, great. You're acting threatening now. Let's listen to what they have to say first.
あいつか。
でかいぞ。気をつけろ。
侵入者発見発見発見排除する
魔物がいるぞ。
魔物が指示を出しておる。
足を狙って倒しましょう。
魔物を倒せ。
Oh my god, why?
排除するするするする
Khalil is concerned about BB.
私の職
BB's just trying to defend Khalil. Both of you stop, we don't want to do this.
魔物が。くそ。あれは魔物だ。魔物なんだ。殺せ殺せ。憎み合え。
Fuck you, Tyran. Time for phase 2. You're gonna grow wings? Transformation activate. BP summons Mecha Wings. Well, at least they're giving us a good fight. Maybe.
変形するのか。
上から瓦礫が落ちてくるぞ。
避けろ。
Ow.
脱出脱出脱出脱出外世界見る守る戦う
逃がすか。
He's done for. Jesus Christ. We're the bad guys. Yoko Taro, why? Khalil!
くれよ約束くれよ寂しいピーちゃん寂しい怖い泣く
We killed them both!
お前
You happy with what we just did?
こんな機会に兄さんは母さんは
It was your fault! You're the one that killed your brother!
お前さえいなければお前さえいなければお前さえ
いいね人間らしい実に人間らしい
I hate to agree with Duran, but... God damn! We're out of here. Too much trauma.
放ってはおけない
Yeah, we should definitely bring him along.
機会が
その辺でもういいだろう
俺はやりましたよこいつがいなくなれば山に入りやすくなるこれからはいくらでも強い武器を作れますよ
Kid, you definitely need some help. And some therapy.
任せてください
I do think you're far gone, though.
分かった分かったから
We hope you're happy. We hope you're happy with what we did.
憎悪と狂気では心は癒すことはできぬ
でもそうするしかないんだ
愚かな
そうだな
Right. We got one more fragment. The law of robotics. Okay, then. Let's head back and continue the rest of this traumatic route.
魔王の正体について何か新たな情報が見つかったかもしれない
わかった
New cutscene.
それにしても不思議ですね。魔物がどうして機械と一緒にいたのでしょうか。
New cutscene.
機械に指示を出し協力しておるようだった
何か考えがあったんでしょうか。
あの魔物は
Cine, you gonna tell us everything?
魔物が何を考えていようと殺した方がいいに決まっている
Oh my god.
そうだな
We're so far gone.
魔物が機械なんかを守ろうとするなんて馬鹿げた話だ
And even Kine's going along with it because if she doesn't, Tirana's gonna take over.
お前たちも気をつけろよ
Wait, what?
私も魔物に支配されると仲間でさえ襲ってしまうからな
違うカイネはカイネだ魔物じゃない
Yeah, where exactly is the line we draw between human and shade?
こやつの言う通りだ下着女と魔物は違う
I feel like this route is eventually gonna end with us fighting Tiran.
魔物は下品な言葉は使わないからな
ぶっ飛ばすぞクソガミ
もし魔物に支配されても僕が止めます。
Wait, can you still petrify her? You lost that power, right, Emil?
そうかありがとう
Those are some ominous ellipses. Anyway, though, let's make it back to the village. We should definitely go to Popola. She's gonna tell us Red Bad Guy's gone missing. And then we have to go find him, and then he's gonna end up dead. Or maybe not. Maybe things will be different this time. Maybe we could actually save him. Popola. We know what you're gonna say to us. Hi, hello.
ポポルさん魔王の城の鍵の情報は何か分かりましたか
そうそう。ちょうどそのことで話したいことがあったの。崖の村はわかるわよね。
Oh, yeah, right. I remember. We're gonna go to the Aerie first.
あああの憂鬱 実な者どもの陰気な村か。
それが最近はそうでもないらしいわ。崖の村の村長からの手紙よ。
Yeah, we know what's going on. We're getting baited by the shades.
にえ、魔王の城の鍵の名前が。
そうね。各村の村長に問い合わせてみたの。
Because you and Popola have been controlling this entire region, we know your plan.
すごい。さすがポポロさん。
しかし、なんだか都合が良すぎはしないか。
ええ。
I wonder what the backstory of that eyeball shade is.
どういうこと？
あれだけ閉鎖的だった村人が商売を始めた。その上、魔王の城の鍵の情報まで教えると。
ちょっと危険な感じがするわね。
気にしすぎさ。それに危険でも構わない。待っているだけじゃヨナは戻っては来ない。それに魔物がいたら皆殺しにすればいいだけだ。
Yeah, oh dear.
そう、わかったわ。まずは村長の家を訪ねてみるといいわ。
Alrighty then. Time to make our way and then kill the entire village. Actually, no, that'll be Emil's fault. Emil's gonna go Rampage and then the whole Aerie's gonna go kapoo, kapow, kablamo.
まずは村長の家だな。
気がめいることだな。
It is a soul-crushing place. After everything we've learned about Cine, her backstory, the people of the Aerie, we feel no remorse for them going kabloo at the end. They're gonna blow up and disappear and that'll be their punishment for treating Cine badly for so long.
あの村の者たちが店を出すとは、随分と心境の変化があったものだな。
変化したのは本当に心境なのか？私には信じられん。
里帰りですね、カイネさん。
裏が近づいてきたぞ。嫌な思い出が近づいてきたぞ。怖いね。
Shut the fuck up, Taran.
私たちは望まない。
不要な戦いを望まない。このまま共存することができるのなら、
このまま穏やかに暮らし続けられるだろう。
だが、あの男がやってくる。
Wait a minute, what?
そうだ、あの男がやってくる。女も子供も皆殺しになる。
So was the entire village already all shades?
どうすれば、一体どうすればいいのだ。
They just wanted to defend themselves from us! Oh my god, I have complex feelings about this. I have so many complex feelings about this. They treated kindness so badly. They deserve this. First, we need to go talk to the chief. Hello there, Aerie Chief. You called us?
俺たちポポルさんの村から来ました。
もうダメだ。
手紙の件についてお話を聞きたいんです。
この村はおしまいだ。
こういう陰気な輩であったな。
村長、だってあなたが手紙を出してくれたんですよね。
No, he was not.
知らない。手紙など知らない。
どういうことだ。
他の者に聞いてみた方が早そうだな。裏の者に聞き込みをしてみよう。
Right? We need to go ask the locals. The locals that are suspiciously outside of their homes. Actually, no, now that we think about it, everybody here just lives inside their huts. So I'm guessing everybody at the market is already a shade. Oh, that's something we didn't notice the first time around. Yeah, everybody here lives inside their house. So what are you people doing out here? All of you are already shades. You're trying to bait us. You're trying to live peacefully with all these people, I guess. But we're gonna ruin it.
手紙か。聞いたことあるよ
知ってるのか？
うな。ないような。
Yeah, about that.
どっちなのだ。
ところであんたはカイネさんの友達かい？
そうだが。
噂には聞いてるよ。魔物狩りをしているんだって。
And this is when they attack.
しかり、この村の魔物も全滅できるものならしておきたいところだが。
そうか。全滅か。
Every last one, quote unquote.
全滅。全滅。全滅。
Charging up, we know what you're gonna do. Come on. Yeah, they're all ambushing us.
魔物だ。
罠か。
いいの。我の危惧した通りだ。
帰りが遅いから迎えに来たぞ。
すまん。祭りになってしまったものでな。
私も参加させてもらおう。
We kinda do, we kinda don't. We're gonna kill all these villagers.
カイネさんの村の人たちを魔物に乗っ取られてます。
でも全員じゃない。人間も混じってる。
お姉ちゃん、お姉ちゃん。
And then we need to go up to this kid right here. So yeah, back then we thought the kid was human and the sister was a shade, but no, both of them already knew that they were shades. That's why they cared so much about each other. Both of them are shades.
逃げるんだ。嫌だよ。姉さんを置いて逃げられるわけないじゃないか。
カイネ、そいつらは。
女の方は魔物だ。騙されるな。
And what does that make you, Kaine?
お前たちこそ化け物じゃないのか。
That hits differently after everything that we now know.
なってるんだぞ。
魔物だろうがなんだろうが僕の優しい姉さんだ。
Hello, hello, Miss Shade. She's trying to protect the brother. And that's why she stabbed Kaine.
カイネ。
やめろ、やめろ。姉さんを傷つけるな。
なんだこれ。あちらで村人が襲われておるぞ。
I mean, can we even distinguish between the humans and the shades? I doubt we can.
もういや、誰にも会いたくない。
黒い渦は。
Big swirly boy is gonna come out. Hold up. Let's just take care of these guys. We got new words, nice. Take this. And now we'll fight the boss.
あれは
Hi, hello. All the shades are coalescing into one. When I first saw that, I thought it was an actual seed of destruction from Drakengard. It just looks like one. Hi, hello, you must be angry.
あれもあんなのまで魔物だというのか。
村人たちが巻き込まれたんだ。
No, I think those are the villagers. And they're really mad about us.
村のみんなをそんなの嫌だ。
They're just trying to defend their home.
球体の中心から何かを感じるぞ。
合体した魔物の力。
Yep, technically.
好きな魔法難幕ごときで臆するでない。ひるんだら負けだぞ。あの目の中心から魔力を感じるぞ。
Come on. We might as well aim like this.
あなたたち
Wait, open up, open up!
躊躇してはならぬ。奴らはもはや魔物なのだ。
Why can't they be both? Real people and shades. They definitely are both.
周囲の触手は魔法を弾くようだな。
Come on, open up. There we go.
今奴の中心に魔力を集中させよ。
We're focusing, we're focusing. Ultimate rock, paper, scissors! We're gonna pull the petals off. Combo attack! And then we have to move to the other side. That's the black hole? Did that happen before?
危ない。何か来ます。
We're gonna go behind it.
弱点が裏に集まっておるぞ。高い場所から攻撃せよ。
We're trying to.
僕がこいつを釘付けにします。
Go, Emil, go! We believe in you.
エミール、
I hope you just don't go full berserk this time.
食い止めます。今ならあいつを後ろから狙うことができるはずです。
I forgot we needed to be up top.
倒してください。お願いします。
We're going, Emil.
任せて奴の後ろに回り込むぞ。慎重に奴の目を狙え。
Come on. A bit more.
奴は奥に逃げたぞ。
少し休んだらそちらに向かいます。
分かった。エミール、あまり無理をするな。
We can do this on our own. And then final phase should be right here. Big village shade, hello, please open up.
あれだけの攻撃でまだ動けるのか。
合体した奴の生命力は侮れぬということだ。
Open up! There we go.
あいつに力をつけてください。
わかった。
We'll use our Dark Lance. Supercharged by Emil's magic. And this would be about the time Emil goes berserk. That is a very powerful little boy right there.
エミール。
いいな、エミールはおらぬ。ここにあるは最強兵器の本能のみ。
おい、やばいぞ、カイネ。
Taran says, get the fuck out. Maybe you should get the fuck out. And there goes the village! Fuck that village, all my homies hated the Aerie. But then again, we are also definitely assholes. How many innocent shades are we gonna kill just to save Yonah? This is still one of the most chilling moments in the game. Emil is just there, staring. Uncontrollable magic. I have to protect the people I love? That was my only thought as I unleashed a powerful magic enough to destroy not only the Shade, but everyone else as well. All of them. So many innocent lives. Destroy. Eviscerate. Crush. Kill. These are the dark impulses that override other thoughts. As a being that was created to be a magical weapon, these are my instincts. Or maybe it's better to call them our instincts. Emil's dream! A klaxon sounds from deep within the bowels of the laboratory. Thick metal shutters drop down, sealing off the room with a series of metal thuds. Abort the experiment! Number 6 is out of control! Everyone get out of here now! Get out of here! The researcher's words are abruptly cut as a massive hand materializes out of the gloom and lifts him up into the air. The researcher begins to scream. He screams and screams, the sound echoing off the walls of the laboratory, until the hand squeezes down, coating the room in deep crimson hue. The rest of his colleagues stand in silence, mouths open, unable to process what they had just seen. Then a female scientist takes a step back and lets fly a heartbreaking wail. But this is a terrible mistake, for the sound of her cry suddenly brings forth a monster in all of its terrible glory. Its body is a bloated corpse, its head is a grinning skull. And it is massive, many times the size of a human. The head lolls from side to side as it tromps about the room on all fours, bringing to mind the wild maneuverings of some wretched, starving beast. This creature, this thing, is experimental weapon number 6, and known as Halwa. No, oh no, please stop! Oh god, save me, save me! I don't want to die! One by one, the maddened cries of the researchers are silenced. If number 6 understands their petitions, it pays them no heed, instead continuing its rampage of destruction and slaughter with a focus that borders on obsession. After an eternity, the screaming stops. The alarms fell silent, and only then does the creature make a sound, howling with an unfathomable roar that echoes up and down the empty halls of the blood-soaked laboratory. It's a sound that curses those who dared to bring such evil into the world, and yet one that also seems to be pleading for help. Two sets of footsteps echo in an otherwise silent corridor in the first level of the laboratory. One set belongs to a young boy, his eyes blindfolded and his hands restrained. The other belongs to a severe man in a long white coat. The man drags the boy along by the means of a long chain attached to a set of shackles on his wrist. Rubble is scattered here and there across the floor of the corridor, making the journey an exceedingly difficult one for the boy who cannot see. Excuse me? Could you please walk a bit slower, sir? I'm not used to being blindfolded and... Rather than stopping, the man only increases his pace, causing the boy to stumble in an attempt to keep up. This last humiliation proves too much and the boy finds himself unable to arrest his fall. Without the ability to brace himself, he topples to the floor, smashing his head on a pile of debris and causing a trickle of blood to worm its way down his pale, frightened face. Agonized by the pain, the boy inadvertently opens his eyes, causing the falling drops of blood to emit a strange crackling sound before transforming into tiny white rocks. "Close your damn eyes!" roars the man. "Yes, sir," stammers the boy as he slams his lids shut. He hadn't realized his blindfold had slipped during the fall, but now he keeps his eyes squeezed shut so tightly that sparkles appear against the black of his vision. The boy is Emil, also known as Number 7. He's a magical weapon whose eyes are capable of turning to stone anything that falls under their gaze. "Don't look at me," barks the man. "Never look at me!" "I'm sorry, sir. I'm looking at the ground now, so if you just hand me the blind..." Instead of waiting for him to finish, the man extends one foot and presses Emil's face to the floor with a heavy black boot. "Sir, stop, you're hurting me." "I told you to keep your eyes and your mouth shut. Do it!" The man knows this boy, this weapon, could wipe him out with a single glance, and yet subduing him in this way gives him a sense of relief. After making certain the boy is sufficiently cowed, the man leans down, retrieves the blindfold, and knots it tightly around the boy's quivering head. "Right then, on your feet. Let's move." Emil staggers to his feet, trying to ignore the red liquid oozing from his face. The blood doesn't matter. The pain doesn't matter. All that matters is finishing the job they had set out for him to do. The second level of the laboratory is in even worse shape than the first. The environs are littered with rubble and rock, making the thought of a decent foothold laughable. When the man's eyes linger on the section of rubble stained with deep red, he has a sudden image of warm, gooey brownies slathered in strawberry sauce. His stomach lurches at the thought, but when he attempts to avert his eyes, they land on the remains of a human being rendered into what could only be described as space. The man blinks. His mind goes strangely blank before attempting to determine exactly how many humans had been sacrificed to create the scattered piles of flesh around him. After a moment, his thoughts simply cease altogether, as if his mind realizes that trying to put such a thing into form is folly. "You can go the rest of your way on your own," says the man in a voice much weaker than he wishes it to be. "I mean, what does it matter? You're not even human, you're a monster!" With this, the man spins around and dashes back down the hall. A helpless Emil simply listens as the footsteps of his erstwhile captor fade into the distance. Emil finds himself alone in the room with the stench of death and blood. For a moment, he considers opening his eyes, but the thought of the horrors that await him quickly squash the plan. Instead, he stands still and listens intently. Eventually, a far-off sound reaches his ears. That's the howl I heard before. Emil resumes walking, using the sound of the distant voice to guide him, almost as if it was calling him home. By the time Emil reaches the third level, he is moving on memory as much as sound. His hands and face are covered in fresh wounds from numerous falls, but every time he thinks about giving up, his mind returns to his sister. We studied together. We ate cookies together. We cried together. We laughed together. And sometimes I was the only one who got yelled at. That's why I was never lonely. Our being together allowed me to stay strong. For Emil, his sister was all he had to live for. So holding that feeling close to his chest, he pressed on, one slow step after another. Finally, Emil found himself drawing close to a certain experimental chamber in the deepest part of the laboratory. The howl is very close now, and as he touches the switch that controls the door, he thinks about his mission. Number 6 is the ultimate weapon. She is his sister, and he must turn her into stone. The door slowly opens, revealing the massive interior of experimental chamber. After a few steps, Emil removes his blindfold and slowly opens his eyes. His sister lurks before him, but she looks nothing like the girl he once knew. Instead, he sees a savage beast crawling on all fours through the shredded remains of researchers. As the thing that had been his sister stops and tilts his head in Emil's direction, he focuses his gaze on it. A series of soft crunching noises emerge from the creature as his magic does its terrible work. First the fingers, then the hands, arms, legs, head. What little color the beast once possessed fades to a dull ashen gray. And yet somehow, it summons what strength remains and pulls itself towards Emil one slow lumbering effort at a time. Wailing, the massive monstrosity closes in. Is she worried about me? Or is she coming to kill me? Emil feels prepared to accept either outcome. After all, this was his sister, the person he loved more than anyone else in the world. Haloi. The moment Emil speaks, number 6 comes to a sudden halt. Silence descends on the chamber as the siblings stare at each other. I'm sorry, Halua, but everyone says you're too powerful. They say it's too dangerous unless I seal you away. I'm so sorry. As Emil watches her body begin to turn to stone once more, number 6 simply waits in utter perfect silence. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The moment number 6's petrification is complete, her memories flood into Emil's mind. The two of them huddling together in the cold, all alone in the world with no one to protect them. All she wanted was to save her little brother. And yet it was her little brother who in a sense saved her. The moment the petrification is complete, Emil sinks to his knees. A frozen sister and a little brother racked with sin. Alone in the cold cage, the two of them weep in a single silent voice. It was their combined power that destroyed the Aerie. Whole existences, entire lives, even their memories. We took it all. We took everything. My sweet gentle sister turned into a monster. And the same thing will happen to me now that I have her power. If my instincts as a weapon win out and destroy me in the process, if that power ends up hurting someone I love, Oh, Emil! He's also fighting against his inner weapon! How long can we keep this up? With Cine? With Emil? How long can we go? Without either of them turning into monsters? Thinking emoji? At least we got the fragment! Yeah! Time to save! Well! Trauma! If you friendos also got traumatized by this episode, leave your comments down below, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to always stay up to date with our videos. Also consider becoming our patron or YouTube member to help support the channel. Until our next episode of NieR Replicant, my name is Nez and thanks for watching. See you all next time. Bye friendos!